wanted to share a little bit more about editing the master slide in Google Slides and how you can take control of the layouts that are offered. This is really handy because not only can you create your own layouts, but you can also put some things in the background for your students that they can't accidentally get rid of, right? They would be built into the background of the slides. So let's talk about that a little bit. If you select a slide and you go up to layout and you pull that down, all of those little templates are created by the master slide layout. Okay, so all of those you can edit and change. You can delete these, you can add your own, you can design your own, you can even just add different things to the ones that are already here. Okay, so you have control over all of these through the master slide. So to get to the master slide, you're going to go View, Master, and then this is going to open up to all of the different layouts. Okay, now this master slide controls the font size and color and style for all of the other layouts. So if I wanted to change this, I could click here, and this is the title text, and then this is the body text, right? As a default for all the slides in this particular presentation. So if I wanted to change this, I could highlight that, and instead of Arial, maybe I want it to be Leto. So I could pick that here. And then I want to select all the, and you can do it by level, okay? So if you hit tab, what does that text look like? If you hit a tab again, what does that look like? Okay, but if you're changing font, you probably would change them all together. Maybe I want to change this to be actor. And maybe I don't want it to be gray. See how it's kind of a gray color? Maybe I want it to be black. So I could change that default. So now when I use any of these layouts, the title text is going to be Leto, the body text will be actor, and the color will be black. So you can control that from this top slide, whatever you choose here. Okay. Now all these layouts, you can always click and move things around and change them. And whatever you leave here, that's what's going to be available from that layouts menu at the top. So only the slides that you've created here are going to be the ones that are available for your students to add. Okay. So if you wanted to change something, I always kind of come down to the blank one if I want to design something. Let's say I wanted to put a Venn diagram in the background of my slide. So I'm going to go to the blank one. I'm deciding with my Venn diagram I don't want a page number. So I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of that. And I'm going to go to add a shape. And I'm going to choose the circle. Now, little tip, if you do this by hand, you're probably going to get something that's not exactly a circle. But if you hold down the Shift key while you're drawing the circle, it will keep the ratio and keep it in a nice circle. So I'm going to create a nice big circle there. Okay, it's going to be a Venn diagram, so I need it to be see-through, right? I need to be transparent. So I'm going to change the fill color to transparent. I'm going to go ahead and make a nice thick black line. Okay, and then I want to make another one of these. So I'm going to go ahead and just right-click, copy, right-click, paste. You can also do Command or Control D, which duplicates it. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and put it over here. I want a little bigger space for my middle ground. There we go. I'm going to select both of these by pressing the Shift key and clicking on the second one. And I'm just going to make sure I align them. So if I right-click here, I can say align vertically by the middle. So I just want to make sure they're lined up there. Yes, perfect. Now I have them both selected. I'm going to put them on the center of my slide. So I'm going to right-click, center on page horizontally. And I want to go ahead and center on the page vertically as well. So now it's nice and centered in my slide. Okay, now I put this on the background. So now you'll notice if I come out back to editing my actual slides, one of the layout options is going to be this Venn diagram. And I can't click on this or move it or change it or delete it when I'm on the slide because this is in the background of my slide. It's like a part of the theme. So that's not going to go anywhere. So if you added that, then your students would be able to edit all over this slide, but they're not going to be able to get rid of the Venn diagram in the background. Okay, so that's the way that the master slide works. Now let's say I wanted to add a text box on this template, this layout, for my students to be able to type into. You know those boxes that say click here to add text? You can add those from the master slide layout as well. So if I go back into edit, I go to view master so I can edit my layouts. Okay, I'm going to come all the way down to my Venn diagram again, make sure I have that selected. And you can rename these, by the way, like right now it's called blank, but if I wanted to rename it, Venn or something like that, you could do that. Okay, but now I want to add these text boxes. Let's say I want a title at the top. I want there to be a title for the slide. Okay, in that case, I might want to lower everything. So I'm just going to select everything and kind of lower it down a little bit so I have room for a title. So I'm going to go ahead up to the Insert menu, and I'm going to choose Placeholder. And you'll notice this only pops up when you're editing the master slide. You're not going to see Placeholder when you're just editing your regular slides. But when you're editing the master slide layouts, you have that option. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a title placeholder, and I'm just going to kind of put it right here. Okay, so now I'm going to click here to add title, right, when I go to my actual slide. But I want to add some body text columns here for my students to type into. So I'm going to click Insert, Placeholder, Body Text, and I'm going to make maybe a column here. And you'll notice that you got all these weird 5th level and it comes all the way down. That's okay. Don't worry about it. It won't be weird on the regular slide, okay? But just trust me. So then we're going to go ahead and insert 2 more. Another body text, and let's say I'll put kind of a smaller one in here. And then I'm just going to copy this one because I want it to be the same size. So I'm just going to duplicate that one there and put it over here. And I want to make sure these 2 line up evenly. This one's going to be a little lower because it's smaller, but these 2 I want to line up. So I'm going to select them both. I'm going to right click, and under Align Vertically, I'm going to just line the tops up there so that they're nice and even. Okay. And there we go. So now when I go back to my regular slide, I've got these boxes. So when my students add that slide from the layout, right, they're going to be able to click to add title. They're going to be able to click to add their text in here, right? So there we go. That's how you edit the master slide and add some placeholders.